live stream. We started cooking yesterday and we didn't finish, so we are back to finish off from where we started, where we ended. So we made chicken shawarma yesterday, chicken wings, we made puff puff, and we also have had fufu on the menu, which we couldn't finish, so we are back just to round that up. First off, we are going to pack away our chicken wings that we made yesterday. So let's pack the chicken wings into a fridge. And we are going to have that in a bowl in just a second. Quickly pack that away. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. We made this tender looking chicken wings, which almost got finished. Someone asked in the chat how many people the chicken wings was going to feed because it looked much. I can tell you now that it's not much left though, because they were so good that we couldn't let be. So we almost finished everything yesterday. So let's just pack the one that is left away as we continue to make our meals. I have a little time over for lunch, so I just jumped into the kitchen to make these meals before going back. Let's quickly pack that away. That chicken wings are packed. Let's put them away and carry on with our fufu. For anyone who knows fufu, you will tell that this is well known. So I want to show you how I make my own traditional fufu style. Just going to get that closer. And then I'm getting my gloves ready. Since I'll be cooking and touching a whole lot of things, I don't want to cut the chicken with my bare hands. So I'm getting my gloves ready. So welcome to the live stream. Let's make some fufu together. If you're not sure what fufu is, you're going to see how I cook it today. I'm going to be using some hard chicken here, as you see here. We have also some vegetables that we are going to be using. This is well known in West Africa, and then hard chicken cooked with some tomato sauce. We'll get into that in just a minute. I need a bigger knife. We'll need that. Just going to get my chicken over here. I'll start by cutting off the smaller parts. If you can locate the joints, it will be much more easier to cut the chicken. Go this way. Once I'm there, this part here is easier to just that I've learned. See that? Once you get to this point, you just slice. You don't need to be taking time to cut bones here and there. And let's cut the other wing there. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. I'm into the kitchen just to make some food that we started off yesterday, and because of time we didn't finish off, so we just want to round up today. I'm on break right now, so I decided to jump into the kitchen to make this food. So I need a bigger knife here. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. Thanks for the likes. Thank you all. Chicken is what takes time to cut, so once we are done with that, it's going to go very easy. I'm throwing this part away. If you like, you can also cut it into two. It's also easy there. I'm always not so sure how to cut this part here. Hey Halina, you're welcome to the live stream. How are you doing today? So I need to open that. I can open like this. It's much more easier to just slice into two. Then if you don't want this to be too long, you can also cut that. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. So let's get that away and quickly wash it, as we'll be using it to slice onion. Hello everybody, welcome to the live stream. Let's make some fufu today. Hope you all are doing okay. Thank you so much for the likes, everyone. Just slicing some onion now. If you hate big slices of onion in your food, you can chop that again into more smaller slices. I personally don't have a problem with big chunks of onion, but if you have kids, you want to testify that it's not easy getting them, most of them, to eat onion. Thank you for the likes, everybody. I'm going to get the onion in a smaller plate. Some onion, some tomatoes here. I'm going to be using some fresh tomatoes and canned tomatoes too. So we have our fresh tomatoes here, which we are going to use for the veggies, and then part of the can. So we'll mix it, and then part of the can for the chicken. Let's get the tomatoes ready. Before bringing them here, I had earlier washed them. This is going to cook. Sometimes people are very particular about their tomato slices and the shapes, but since it's going to be cooked, I'm not very picky or particular about that at all. This one was soft, so it's just splashing everywhere. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you everyone for the likes, and I'm sure some of you are already about or you have subscribed. I appreciate that. If you are finding value from the live stream, do not hesitate to subscribe for more. I normally don't come live during the day on weekends, but since I started cooking yesterday and didn't finish, on weekdays, I didn't finish my cooking yesterday, so I decided to come back. Since I had earlier mentioned fufu on the live stream, I felt like I owe it to you guys to come back and finish off what I started. This one is a kind of color tomato, so don't mind about the color, even though it makes it look weird. I'll turn that over into a bowl. Let's make some fufu. I'll slowly move us to this end. Bring my pot closer. Then the fire is on right now. So let's get started with the cooking proper. So we are going to be multitasking a lot. Since I'm using just my lunch break to make this fufu, which I started off yesterday, I'm going to be doing a couple of things at once. I have another pot on this end. So I have two pots. I want to steam my tomatoes first before I add in some oil. So I'm adding the tomatoes first. We are going to be adding oil as soon as possible, as soon as the water dries off. First, it was the fresh tomatoes. Then I'm going in with some canned tomatoes. We'll just cook that for a few minutes for it to dry off. For the sometimes the sour juice. So we want it to dry off before we go on with the rest of the process. Anyone knows what palm oil is? I'm going to be using palm oil. I'm going to be using palm oil and vegetable oil in this cooking session. So on this other pot here, I'm adding in some palm oil to start with. We are going to be mixing that. In a bit, we will go in with the other one. Let's put on some heat. Let's open and stir that a little bit. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. So much welcome. Let's make some traditional fufu and Kati Kati as we call it. And the Kati Kati is basically chicken, hard chicken, and then with some vegetables. See here, which we are going to be showing you how we normally make it. So stick around and subscribe if you are having value from this video. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Right, we are just stirring and making sure it doesn't get burned. We want the tomato sauce, the sauce juice from the tomatoes to dry off first before we go in with our tomatoes and all of that. On the other side, let's see if we can get there. Just slowly, I'm adding in some vegetable oil now into the pot. You see now the tomato juice is drying off. We will soon add in vegetable oil in a bit. And here, I'm going to be adding the chicken. Just stirring that to make sure that it doesn't get burnt. Adding some salt into the chicken. I'll also go in with some seasoning cube. Sometimes it's hard. If it is, just throw it over into the pot and it will melt as we go on with the cooking. And I'm going to stir that aside. So, let me see if I can get you guys closer. See that? And just with the oil and the other things that we have added on, We want it to be really cooked and spiced. So we're going to cover that without adding any water. Okay? Don't add any water yet. Cover it, and while it is cooking, we will slowly move back to the other one. Adding palm oil. Remember, we are not frying this vegetable, so and then vegetable oil. Then you begin to stir that. We have two pots right now that are cooking, one with the chicken and this one with the veggies. Let that boil, and in that process we are adding some salt. We'll also add seasoning cubes. You see, I'm adding 4 of those small ones. And on the side, I'm also checking in on my chicken. So as we are building the flavor, we are not frying. We started off with the fresh tomatoes, and then we added the oil, salt, and seasoning cubes. Now we just want everything to cook together and have that beautiful flavor. I'm just taking that to the side and back because our seasoning cube were not smashed. So by doing this, you make sure you smash everything to avoid anyone eating that full thing in the food. So now I'm adding in some tomatoes and onion, sorry. The onion we earlier sliced, adding that in. So now I'll go in with my veggies. This is hard to come by in winter. So in summer, when harvest, you steam and then you freeze it. So that's why you see that it's kind of steamed. That's going to give that a good mix. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Mix that really well to ensure that all the ingredients that were in the tomatoes are well mixed in the veggies. Now on low heat, we are not going to add in water. Hello, Katarina. You're welcome to my live stream. How are you doing? So we are not adding in any water. We just close that and let it cook for about 5 minutes. You don't want to overcook your veggies. You want to ensure that the ingredients are well mixed in it. The chicken has been cooking for about 10 to 15 minutes now. I wasn't keeping track. Approximately that long. Because this is hard chicken, we just didn't want to start frying and adding all the ingredients in it. We want it to cook first. But cooking in salt and seasoning cubes, it gives it a very beautiful taste at the end. Let's check our veggies here. Cooking this on very low heat. We want it to simmer but not overcooked. So let's cover that again and then we check in on our chicken. The chicken is almost frying right now, as you can see here. Go in with your tomato sauce. And then you mix that. Because this is a traditional meal, you want a little sauce, but we normally don't put too much tomatoes. But if you're a fan of tomatoes, you may want to add more to your taste. It's perfectly okay. Thank you all for the likes. Thank you everyone for liking this video. See how delicious that is turning out. Look at the chicken. We carefully started off by frying just the chicken with some seasoning and some salt. Then we went on to add tomatoes as time went by. So we have other things we are adding successfully because we don't want it to we don't want to kill any flavor. We want it to just be perfect in the end. I hate when this is splashing like this. I can't stand it. I always feel like I need to wipe. Hi, Ivy. Oh my God, I'm so sorry you are hungry. When you wake up, just send me your address and I'll post yours. By the time you wake up, it's by your doorstep. You're welcome to the live stream. You are so much welcome. Thank you so much. Actually, it's launched here in Sweden. Oh, in California. I see. Oh, so sorry about that. I have a family in Austin and Virginia, so it's kind of, I really get you. I came on during my lunch break just to make this traditional meal. Unfortunately, I have just 5 minutes to go. Everyone, please subscribe so that when I get back, you'll be able to join me. I have to run, get a cup of coffee before I go back to work. We started this off yesterday, but we didn't finish, so I had to come back. But still, I might not be able to finish right now because I have to go back to work. You have a family in Texas too. Oh, wow. Where in Texas do you have your family? Please, everyone, subscribe so that when we come back, we finish this meal. I have to run back to the office. Then I'll be back in few hours. All right, all right. Montgomery County. All right. Mine is in Austin and Dallas. Subscribe so that you will not miss me when I get back to finish this fufu. The flavors that I've built in this chicken is just wonderful. Look at that. This is hard chicken, so we are taking our time to cook it really well so that the flavors will build inside. I'm so sad that I have to let you guys go right now. I need to go back before my boss will call on me. So I really appreciate 35 of you who are still here. Please like and subscribe. Let's meet again in, let's say, 4.5 hours approximately. Thank you guys so much. I'll be seeing you soon. Bye bye. So much love from you guys. I love that.